Hi everybody, welcome or welcome back if you're new here. Hi, I'm Rhoda. Today I'm really excited because I have all four of the new Victoria Beckham Eye Wardrobes. Why did I pick up all four of them? Well, because each of them spoke to me. Each of these color stories looks so delicious. And also, I wanted to review them for you, get a look on the eyes with each of these palettes, just in case you're not sure which one you want to go for. Well, that's why I'm here. So we're going to get these on the eyes today. I will talk about these individually. I will swatch them for you and we'll get a look on. You do have to purchase the compact separately, and then the actual eyeshadow quads come as refills in this plastic packaging. It's not that bad. Like if you didn't want to get the compact, the actual packaging that they come in isn't very flimsy, but it's not that pretty, right? So I only bought one compact and four of the refills, and then we'll see what happens. The compact itself is actually quite beautiful, and you just open it up and then it's magnetic and you can just clip in whatever you want inside of this. Really beautiful. It's got a great closure, weighty, very hefty, very luxe type packaging. Just the compact itself will set you back $25 US or $35 Canadian. Yes. The refills are $50 US and $71 Canadian. Not a cheap product. These are very pricey, so they better just glide on themselves. If you're in Canada, do yourself a favor, and if you're looking to pick these up, pick them up from Holt Renfrew. That's where I got mine. I saved myself the delivery time and also duties when I have purchased from the Victoria Beckham website in the past. The delivery hasn't been as speedy as when you're buying, obviously, from a local department store. I will have links to Holt Renfrew and the Victoria Beckham website in the description box. So if you want quick, easy access, it'll be there for you. But yeah, if you're in Canada, I would just pick these up from Holts. As I'm recording this, it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to you, whatever you're doing. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. We all know how I feel about Valentine's Day, but that doesn't mean that everyone else feels the same way. So I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day filled with love. So I did a poll on my community tab on YouTube, and overwhelmingly, the one you are all most interested in is the color story or the palette called Victoria. The second one that was most popular was the olive color story. Then it was Night Flash, this smoky color story. So beautiful. And finally, and not surprisingly, because not a lot of people love blue, but I love blue. Love blue. And this one's called Navy Noir. Navy Noir. So I think what I'm going to do is apply them in that order. Okay, so I'm going to start with Victoria. This color story right here. Oh, it's so gorgeous looking. And this just pops right in. It very easily connects to the compact, so no problem there. The only thing I will say is getting it out is a little bit of an issue. There is a small little nook in here to be able to pop them out if you wanted to interchange the palettes. So I have a hard time taking these out with my finger. So I've been using like a small, actually I found the first thing that was in front of me when I was trying to change these out. So I just grabbed like a mechanical pencil and pop that in there, and then you're, ooh, no. Just lift it out of the compact and be careful and don't do what I just did, okay? All right, so let's swatch Victoria. I'm gonna swatch from here and go down to the last shade. So there's the first shade, a very nice neutral looking like transition color shade. Next to it is this gorgeous, reminds me of her lid lusters in Mink. Actually, I have that and I will, oh, that didn't swatch that great. Hang on. There we go. That's beautiful too. I want to swatch that next to Mink to see how close it is, but we'll do that later on. Next to that shade is a much deeper, almost like a plummy type of matte shade. So in this one, there's only one like shimmery shade, and that's this one right here. And finally, we have this. Oh, how beautiful is that? Now these are very this is a deep smoky palette. It's not very light, but we'll see what happens on the eyes. I have not applied these on my eyes yet. I've only done swatches, and I did a reel on Instagram swatching them all for you. But let's stop talking, okay, and get them on the eyes. I've zoomed in a little, and I'm going to start with this shade right here. This is a Rephr 14, and I'm going to start applying this on my crease area and just a little bit on the outer part of my eye. This is a very neutral shade. Sometimes shades like this look neutral in the pan, but can pull gray on me, and this one is not doing that. So I'm very, very happy about that. Pretty, very pretty, but it's deep, okay? It is a deeper shade, but this one could very, very easily be like a one and done eyeshadow for an everyday look, easily. These are going on very, very easily. When I swatch, they feel very, very creamy, very buttery, very, very smooth. And I'm noticing the same when applying to my lids. Okay, all right, well, that's good. I don't need more brush laundry, so I'm going to take the same brush. Why not? And I'm going to go into this shade right here at the very end, and I'm going to start deepening the outer corner. They're all pigmented, okay? I can tell from swatching, but you're not going to get like an everyday, unless you like looks like this for every day. This is quite a smoky palette. It's much darker than I imagined it to be when I ordered it. But that's not to say that that's a problem. I love this. This is like a dark purpley shade with some brown in it, and works beautifully with that transition shade that we have. So it's dark, but I love the tone of it. Now I'm gonna grab my pinky and go into this shade right here. Oh, so creamy, so creamy. It's like almost putty-like. Like you can make a nice indent if you press hard enough in this shade. This is the only like sparkly shade in this palette. So let's see. Okay, that is deep. That is deep. That's a deep shade. That is. That is very deep. So this is a smoky palette, okay? This isn't your, like I said, if you wear shades like this, if you wear an eye like this on the daily, good on you, okay? I love that. But just know what you're getting with this. I wish there was maybe an option for a lighter, like maybe for the inner corner. I don't see any of that in here. So that for me is what's missing in here. But if you're looking for a look like this, oh my gosh, you can take any highlighter and pop it in the inner corner if you wanted to. But this is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's smoky, okay? It's smoky. It's a smoky. Shades themselves perform beautifully. They glide right on. No issues there whatsoever. I'm going to go back into my brush and then just kind of go over where the shimmer shade and that plummy shade overlap. Oh my gosh, if this one is this smoky, I don't even know what that that night flash palette is going to look like. But that has more like lighter options in it. We'll see. We'll get to it. We will get to it. I think I want to go back into the first shade that we used and grab a little bit more. This is a Rephr 13 brush, and I just want to kind of go over the edges a little bit more and bring it out a little bit. I want to use this shade right here, and I want to do a liner with it. So, I mean, we could add this to the outer corner and smoke this out and make it really, really dark. But I think I want to use it as a liner and see how that performs. This is a Refer 23, a teeny tiny little pencil brush. Start oh, I'm getting a little bit of fallout. Don't forget to, I didn't tap off. I didn't tap off, and I should have. Line the lash line, and I'm going to do a little bit of a baby wing because I think it's called for this. As I'm looking at this, and as much as I love it, I don't know if this isn't a look I could replicate 75 times over with what I already own, you know? It's beautiful. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. I love the packaging. I love that it's that small. It's like the size of a credit card. Okay, that's how small it is. But yeah, it's nothing I haven't seen before, you know? But that's not to say that I don't love it and that it's not great and that it's not nice. But you know what I'm saying. I hope you know what I'm saying. I wish there was a lighter option in here just to make it a little bit more versatile, you know? Because you're going to get like one look basically from this. Unless you're only using this shade right here as a one and done. Not seeing too much variation in what you can do with this palette. Is it beautiful? Is it gorgeous? Do they perform perfectly? Yes, they do. I have no issues there at all. At all. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to add some mascara. All right, and then we'll come back and do olive on this eye, just so that you can see them side by side. I think it'll be really useful for you to be able to see those two most popular shades next to each other. Actually, before I do that, I want to swatch Mink, the lid luster in Mink, next to that sparkly shade in this palette. So here is the one in the new Eye Wardrobes, Mink in the lid lusters. So they're quite close. They are quite close. There is a difference to them. The lid luster is a little bit darker, a little bit more of a base to it, I would say. But they're pretty close. Okay, so mascara is on, and all I did was add the shade Fig from the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liners in my lower waterline because I think this one really matches that color story. And that's all I have done. So now we're going to move on to the olive color story. This beauty right here. Let me quickly swatch this for you. Here is the first shade. A beautiful, it looks warmer leaning than in the Victoria. Here we have the shade next to it, this like olivey, I'm going to go over that one more time. This olivey green shimmery satin shade next to it. Oh, gorgeous. Next to that, we have this forest green matte shade. That's also very beautiful. And then something a little bit lighter that we didn't have in the Victoria color story. And that is this gold shimmer that has a little bit of a green tinge to it. Oh, and I'm loving it. I can't wait to get this on my eyes. We are going to go into this transition-y color in the palette. Refer 14, just like on the other eye. And I'm going to put this in the crease and a little in the outer part of my eye. So this is warmer. It's warmer, but it's not too warm. Okay? So don't be afraid of this one. It's actually a little bit more neutral than I imagined it to be on my eye. So, and darker, darker than I thought. Okay? So, yeah, there's a theme here, and that these are not necessarily very like light leaning, like light eyeshadow looks. I think we're going to get smokier and smokier and smokier as we go, you know? But that's okay. That's okay. That is beautiful. Now, this would be a beautiful one and done. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Merit in Mid-Century. You know that shadow, the single shadow? That's what it reminds me of. This transition shade is going to work beautifully with those greens in there. A beautiful backdrop for those shades. I say this without having applied these on my eyes. It's just, it's a hunch. It's a hunch I have. So this is like a satiny shade with a little bit of shimmer in it. And although normally I'd probably go all over my lid with this, I'm going to take my Refer 13 and I'm going to use it to deepen the outer. Okay, these are extremely pigmented, okay? Extremely pigmented. Wasn't going for that. I wasn't going for that, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. We're going to roll with it. Wow. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's got a beautiful like green olive, almost not bronzy, but an olive green to it. But I didn't expect it to be so pigmented on my eyes. So I'm just going back with that transition shade and I'm just going to go over it a little bit just to calm it down. Okay, simmer down, simmer down. Pretty though, right? Isn't it? Gorgeous. I love this. Take my pinky and I'm going to go into this gold shade that has a green tinge to it, a green undertone to it. And oh my God, I love this. I love this. So this is what I'm talking about, that the Victoria palette is lacking. Not lacking. It's just you don't have the option in it. This is a beautiful look on its own, but this one has this shade that you can really brighten up the eye with. Okay, so I'm super happy with that shade. That shade is everything. An eye look basically in like a minute. Really easy. Very easy to use. I'm going to take that same Refer 23. I've cleaned it. It's clean. And go into this forest green matte shade just to line. I'm going to add it to my lash line. Is it that green? Does it look that green? Extend it a little bit on the edges. So this is a green, but it doesn't look that green on my eyelid at first glance. It's not a bright green. It's got some depth to it that you can use it as a liner and not have it stand out, but there is that green to it. I'm going to go back into that olive shade and kind of just build it up a little bit more. So you know how it scared me at first? But now I want to build it up a little bit more because it works so beautifully with the rest of the shades. Again, this is not your everyday shadow look. Actually, you know what else I want to do? I want to go back with the original transition shade that we used, the one in the bigger pan. Actually, should talk about that. So the transition shade or the lighter shade in all of these is a bigger pan in the palette, and rightfully so, because that's the one you'll probably use the most of, and the rest are just added elements to your eye look. So I think that's really smart. What do we think, people? Because I am in love with this one. Love this one. Okay, I'm going to add, again, some mascara. Not sure what I'm going to add in the lower waterline. I'm going to have to look in my Satin Kajal arsenal and see what will work with this. But this one, I prefer over this one. Still beautiful, but this one is more my jam. The mascara is done, and I added the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal in the shade Olive, which I thought was fitting in the lower waterline. What do we think, guys? Honestly, I mean, I love them both. I love the way both look, but if I had to pick, I would pick Olive. Olive is where it's at. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think because I'm very, very curious because this one, the Victoria one, was the most popular on the poll that I did. But now that I see them on the eyes, as beautiful as it is, it has its place, right? But this one, I love. I love, 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 love. Okay, so here's a part where I have to go and take all this off, reapply my concealer, my eye prep, and all of that. I'll be back to do the final two. All right, I am back. Everything is off and then back on. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Night Flash. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is this? This mushroomy kind of shade. That's what sold me on this one. That's what sold me on this one. So let me swatch this one really quick for you. Here's a up close look of it, but we'll see it on the eyes in just a moment. This mushroomy shade, like a cool, which, you know, I love these shades. Sometimes they look gray on me. So we're gonna see. We will see. But I'm always drawn to them, which really sucks because most of the time they look gray or blue on me. But that's this first shade in that palette. Next up is this very dark black shade. This is a smoky, smoky, smoky palette. Next to that, though, is this very light shade, which is, you know, will offer some brightness to a look, but very, very close to my skin tone. And then we have it's like a gray slate. This is the shiniest one or the sparkliest one of the bunch. Very close to this shade. So I don't know how different the looks can be from this palette, but like we'll see. We'll see. Let's get them on the ice. I'm going to start with this mushroomy shade. That's what comes to mind. Mushroom. Refer 14, and I think, okay, so it does look grammy. It does have a gray undertone. Okay, so I'm not surprised. But you know, it's got that a cooler undertone to it. It's not completely matte. So the bigger pans in the rest of them are very matte, but this one is more like a satiny. Oh, this one will be gorgeous as an overall shade, like a one and done. I'm going to put it all over my lid. Why not? Again, I'm going to say that the formulas in here are great. I'm not even going to discuss the formulas because the formulas are great. There's nothing I can say about the formulas. This is more going to be about color story and all of that. So rest assured that the formulas in here are superb. Do you see how this can be definitely like a one and done? So I have a little bit, because I have deep set eyes, there's a little bit of a shadow always over here, but it looks bright and light in the center of my eyelid. So this could definitely be a one and done shadow. So let's dive deeper into this palette. I'm going to go into this satiny slate gray, very, very dark gray. And I'm going to deepen the outer corner, get this on. Again, just like the other ones, this is very pigmented. Proceed with caution. Less is more. But how gorgeous. If you're looking for this kind of eye, it's beautiful if this is a look that you're going for. I really don't think I need to brighten this up because, like I said, that mushroomy shade provided a nice, beautiful shimmer. It's not a shimmer. It's a satin, a lighter shade right there. But I do want to try this shade and see what that does. And I'm going to apply it right on top. You could actually use this as your base before you even start any of this. But this one is brightening everything up. See what I mean about needing that contrast to balance out a look if you so choose. So now I am going to bring that darker shade a little bit further in, a little bit on the side here, and just to balance out the lighter parts and the darker parts. Don't want too much light, don't want too much dark. I want it to have a perfect balance there. And then a Refer 23 and go into this very, very dark slate. Well, it's not completely black. Like there's a little bit of chocolate to it, a little bit of chocolate to it, but it's very, very dark. And I'm going to line with that. I like that there is an option for lining with an eyeshadow palette. In that way, you don't necessarily need to have a regular eyeliner pencil. You can just do this all in one. And this is performing beautifully. Little bit of fallout, a little bit of fallout. Maybe using this one, you do your eyes first, maybe. But usually I would recommend that if you're doing a smoky eye, I would recommend doing your eyes first, no matter what. Doesn't matter which palette you're using, what eyeshadows you're using. It's probably best practice to do that. But anyway, here is Night Flash. Now, what I'm seeing in the mirror and what I'm seeing in my monitor are different. In my mirror, I'm seeing it true to color. In my monitor, it looks a little blue, doesn't it? Doesn't it? But that's what happens with me with these shades. So I'm seeing a little bit of blue come through from this. Not too much, not too much. But that's usually what happens with these types of shades with me. I get a blue coming through from them against my skin tone. So I'm not surprised, but I don't hate it. I actually really, really love it. And what I think I want to do, I think I want to deepen out that outer corner. And I'm going to just go back in there, tap in, just to deepen it out just a little bit. So what I'm using has a little bit of a sheen to it, okay? So there's a little bit of dimension there. It's not a matte. So I kind of like that. I kind of dig that. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, so I am going to mascara this up and then add a liner to my lower lash line, most likely black, and I will be right back. I could not find my black Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner. I don't know where it is, but I used Cocoa instead, which is just perfectly fine. It worked perfectly well. All right, so let's move on to the one I am so excited about. I'm so excited about this. I know blue is not everyone's thing, but it's my thing. It's my thing. I love blue. When I saw this, I got tingles. I got tingles, I tell you. Let's quickly swatch this one and then I will get this on my eyes and I am so excited. So here is the bigger pan. That's periwinkle, I'm gonna call it, kind of blue. And I love it. Beautiful. Then next to it, we have more of a navy shade next to it. Cobalt blue. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. And finally, we have the sparkly shade in this palette. So beautiful. Refer 27 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade right here. I am going to put this all over the lid. That's what I feel like doing, and that's what I'm going to do. So blues are kind of hard to produce in a way that they're not patchy. Blues, purples, those types of shades. And this one is not patchy at all on me. What a beautiful shade. What a beautiful shade. Did I mention I love blue? I so love blue. I so love it so much. It's my favorite color, like in general. It's my favorite color, but I feel like it, like when the time and place is called for, I will go for a blue. I think blue brings out the red brown that I have in my eyes, but that's me personally. This will not work necessarily for everybody, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to go into the deepest navy shade in here with my Refer 14, and I'm going to start to build the outer corner of my eye. I'm not getting any patchiness. I'm not getting any problems with these blue shades. Now this is smoky eye, right? I mean, they're all smoky. They're all pretty smoky. I would say save the olive one. These are all very dark, very luxurious. These are bold. They are nighttime if you don't wear these shades during the day. Beautiful. Okay, this is what I'm going to do with this bright blue here. Okay, I'm going to take my Refer 13 brush and I'm going to go into this beautiful shade right here. And I'm going to just add it to where the outer corner meets whatever is on the rest of my eyelid. Oh my, okay, I know a lot of people don't like this, but I love this. This makes my heart sing, okay? I'm probably going to be the only one reviewing this particular palette. And if you are a blue fan, please let me know in the comments because I feel like I'm alone. How frickin' gorgeous is that? I can't. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then now we're going to go into this glittery shade. I'm giddy. Can you tell? Can you tell? It's hard for me on this angle to do this with my finger and show you on camera at the same time. So that's why I'm kind of leaning this way because this is my right hand and that's my left eye. Good gracious. All right. Okay, so let's get this on. Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you see what I'm seeing? Okay. I know this was the least popular on my poll, right? And I get that because not a lot of people love blue. But if you love blue, this is the blue you want to do. I'm a poet and don't know it. I'm going to go back into the dark navy shade with my Refer 23 and do a quick line. Deepen the upper lash line quickly. These are, just like in the other ones, very, very pigmented. They glide on beautifully. I'm doing this in no time. In no time. I'm going to go put some mascara on. I'll be right back. All right, so here is the final look with mascara. I did put eyeliner, the Victoria Beckham in navy in the waterline. And that is what we're looking like. And I can tell you that I am very, very impressed with that one because that's what I love personally. All right, so what do I think about these beautiful palettes? They're beautiful, okay? They are gorgeous. You're not going to get an everyday light look from these. They're very smoky. They're very dark. So if that's something that you're looking for, you're good to go. But if you're looking for an everyday palette, if you like wearing light eyeshadow looks on the daily, then these are not going to be for you. They're very, very smoky, very, very dark, very, very sultry. For me, I loved the olive. The olive color story was just beautiful because we had that option to brighten up the look a little bit with that gold, with the green undertone. That was beautiful. Victoria, which was the most popular, is also very, very beautiful, but you're going to get a dark look from that one. A very, very dark look. These two, this one, oh, Night Flash? Night Flash is actually really nice. Again, because you get the option in the palette to brighten it up a little bit with that bone color shade in there. And then blue, well, blue, we know that not everybody loves blue, but I love blue, and this knocked my socks off, okay? I love it. In terms of formula, you're all good. These are very, very beautiful, very buttery, very smooth, very creamy. They glide on no problem. You have no issues there. So really, at this point, it comes down to color story, what you like. If you like a deeper kind of look, then you will really love these. There's no question that the quality is there. I I didn't think that I would be in love with all four, but I do love all four. I do. There's nothing about each of them that kind of blends into the other. They're very distinct, very unique. So, depending on what kind of look you like, what kind of color story you tend to be drawn to, then you have something in this line for sure. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you found this helpful. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.